A state order is forcing action after years of contaminated water concerns. Coming up, how Duval County officials plan to fix repeated arsenic violations.
Plus, new developments in a child grooming case involving a local youth sports coach. We'll have the latest from the courtroom.
And a downtown hotel at the center of a political scandal is now open. We'll explain how it ties into the mayor's upcoming removal trial.
Hey there, folks. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans today. We always appreciate it. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Meteorologist Stephen Jones is actually going to be off for the rest of the week. But don't worry, we have meteorologist Katie Frazier with a look at your forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Hopefully you're in for a lovely day here across the coastal bend. What you can expect is plenty of sunshine. I mean, we've had plenty of sunshine so far this week. More of the same is really expected both today, tomorrow, the day after that, and the next couple of days as well. So we got a very average summer-like week ahead of us. Some of us enjoy that, some of us maybe not so much. Here's what you can expect, though, as you start your day off. Many of us getting ready for work right now. You can expect temperatures warming up quickly into the 80s and then eventually the high 80s later on today. Plenty of sunshine, again, expected across the coastal bend. Feels like temperatures are definitely going to be a bit higher than our air temperature. We'll talk about just how hot you can expect it later on in just a few more minutes. Winds are also going to be in factor today. Of course, we'll go over all these important details coming up in just a few more minutes.
Oh, that old familiar sound. That's right, folks. It's time for traffic. And it looks like we may have boosted up some numbers just a little bit. We're still in the green, but downtown to the island, you're now looking at 20 minutes for that drive down. Robstown to downtown. Well, that is 14 minutes. Calallen to downtown still at a super cool 13 minutes. As always, folks, drive safe, stay safe, and be courteous to your fellow drivers out there.
I'm Melissa Trevino in Duval County, where a state enforcement order is putting new pressure on the local conservation and reclamation district after years of arsenic violations. State records show the district's water tested above federal safety limits for arsenic repeatedly between 2018 and 2023. For the roughly 43 water connections served by the Concepcion water system, the state's agreed order raises questions about water quality. According to TCEQ, every quarter for the last 5.5 years, the arsenic levels in the water have exceeded the federal limit. In quarter 4 of 2019 and quarter 1 in 2020, the highest recorded arsenic levels were at 70% above the allowed limit.
It fluctuates close to above and below, but it hasn't had a consistent, they come in, the TCQ comes in, registers, test the water once every quarter, and it hasn't had 4 quarters straight.
Dario Guerra is new to the Duval County Conservation and Reclamation District. He says the most recent test came back below the federal action level, and there is a plan to fix the issue.
The last quarter was 0.09, so it was less than 0.1, so it passed. So it doesn't take, it's not going to take a lot to fix the problem.
Guerra says arsenic levels have fluctuated for years, often hovering just above or below the federal limit. He says the arsenic is naturally occurring in the groundwater and that water usage can impact test results.
We're putting the sand filter, doing some pilot testing on the sand filters to see what best works on the system.
Some residents, like Concepcion resident Flomencio Garcia Jr., are still concerned. He uses a private water well.
I wonder if it affects like my garden and things like that. That's another thing, you water your garden, is it going to affect it?
Garcia says now he thinks twice before drinking the water. Instead, he'll buy more bottled water. But Garcia says that isn't an option everyone can easily afford.
Because a lot of people depend on drinking water here. I grew up drinking water out of a water hose, and now it's kind of scary that you can't do that.
While the state gives the district up to 6 months to fix the problem, Duval County officials say it's an easy fix that will take just 3 months. In Duval County, I'm Melissa Trevino, Crest 6 News.
Melissa, thank you so much. Now we're continuing to follow the case of a local youth sports coach accused of attempting to groom a child. Harry Wallace Grabowski IV appeared before a judge for the first time Tuesday. During his brief hearing, the judge reviewed the charges against him and advised him of his rights. Grabowski is charged with child grooming and online solicitation of a minor. The allegations first came to light in a lawsuit filed earlier this month by a family who claims he attempted to groom their daughter. According to the family's attorney, the alleged advances were rejected and reported. Now, folks, this morning we checked the Nueces County Sheriff's website, and it appears he has bonded out of jail.
A downtown Corpus Christi hotel at the very center of a political scandal now open for business. The Homewood Suites by Hilton on North Chaparral Street received $2 million in Type B sales tax funds back in 2024. Now, this is the first time such public funds have ever been used to subsidize a hotel here in Corpus Christi. A competing developer alleged an altered FEMA document was used to secure the money. No criminal charges were filed, but a citizen's petition did have some citizens accusing Mayor Paulette Guajardo of misconduct tied to the award. It led the city council to begin formal removal proceedings. A 4-day removal trial now being scheduled to begin July 22nd.
With the 60-day negotiation period between the U.S. and Iran ongoing, there is a lot of focus on Iran's nuclear program. I'm Stephanie Liebergen, and coming up, we'll look at nuclear enrichment, why Iran wants to keep doing it, and when it crosses the line from civilian use to weapons grade.
Good morning, folks, and happy Wednesday to you once again. I'll start off with the good news, and that is we are not expecting any tropical development over the next week ahead. Some of us are totally, oh yeah, that's awesome. Others maybe looking for some storms. We are definitely looking quite dry here across the coastal bend today, tomorrow, the next several days. Don't think that we're going to be getting rain anytime soon, of course. Unless you're very lucky. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Now, today, here's what you could expect. Temperatures in the low 90s. Again, very average for us this time of year. But it's going to feel more like the high 90s, low 100s for us today. Not as bad as some other days this week. So today, a bit of a lower heat risk level for us, which is good news. Now, winds will be on the breezy side. Again, nothing we can't handle, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's just going to blow your hair around and give you a nice little breeze from time to time. Overall, though, it is going to be feeling pretty hot. Here's what you could expect. Now, this morning, 9 a.m., and we're already feeling like the low 90s. So pretty much as you walk outside, you know, heading off to work, you're already sweating pretty quickly. Now, by lunchtime, that's when it starts to get a little bit nasty out, feeling more like triple digits, especially for our inland communities. A little bit cooler there along the coast just because you have that nice breeze blowing on you all day. Now, heading into the evening, check this out, 5 o'clock, still feeling pretty hot here across the coastal bend. But again, this is summer now. We're officially in summer, which means it is going to be our hotter months. And notice by tonight, that's when it will finally start to cool down. We're talking 8, 9, 10 o'clock when it feels a little bit better. So again, the heat risk, just because we will have a nice breeze today and temperatures not as hot as it might be on some other days this week, we're actually at a level 1 heat risk for our inland communities and level 2 for places a little bit closer to the coast. Again, it's summer, so you just need to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, wearing appropriate clothing as well. And because it's going to be a great day outside, I would definitely highly recommend heading out to the beach. Great place to cool down, you know, hop in the water, enjoy it, because elsewhere you're going to be sweating a lot. So beach, highly recommend that today. Use the pool, of course, good idea as well. And winds going to stay breezy all week long, and we could even see a little increase on the weekend as well, which could be some hazards for some boaters out there. Hot week ahead, but we are staying dry with temperatures right at average.
Katie, thank you so much. So all this week, technical talks between the U.S. and Iran are continuing in Switzerland as the two countries try to reach a final peace deal. A central priority for the White House, ensuring Iran never gets a nuclear weapon.
That's right. Scripps News Group Stephanie Liebergen explains some key nuclear program basics that we'll probably hear a lot about in the coming weeks.
In the new memorandum of understanding, Iran commits to not producing or developing a nuclear weapon. But Iran's president says the country's not going to give up the ability to enrich uranium entirely. So let's look at the uranium enrichment process, how it can be used for nuclear power, and when it crosses the line from civilian uses into weapons grade. In this 60-day negotiating period, arguably, one of the biggest issues is the future of Iran's nuclear program and the ability to enrich uranium.
It's a question of principle for Iran. They have asserted a so-called right to enrich under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. It's a fallacy. The Non-Proliferation Treaty is silent on the matter. It does not say that there is a right to enrich. It does not say that there is a prohibition on enrichment. Uranium is a heavy metal found naturally in the earth. To be used for energy or weapons, it needs to be modified to increase the concentration of the U-235 isotope. Natural uranium has a U-235 content of just 0.7%. To be useful in nuclear power plants, it's typically enriched to 3 to 5%. Tehran's Nuclear Research Center requires uranium enriched to about 20%, and weapons-grade uranium is typically at 90%, but it can have other purposes too, like powering nuclear submarines. A potential deal with Iran could impose limits on enrichment levels, but one of the biggest issues is dealing with the highly enriched uranium Iran already has.
Even if Iran were to not have any new enrichment capacity, that stockpile needs to be dealt with because you can still build nuclear weapons straight away without further enrichment from it.
Experts believe conditions are right for a new nuclear deal to be possible, in part because Iran has a bigger point of leverage.
Iran has a much better tool to force potential opponents to do what it wants by closing the Strait of Hormuz. It doesn't need nuclear weapons to do that.
The White House says Iran has agreed to let international nuclear inspectors back into the country for the first time in years. And any final deal between the U.S. and Iran dealing with Iran's nuclear program is likely to include continued inspections for years to come. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska. In just a few weeks, nearly 100 golfers across the country will be going to Maryland to compete in the U.S. Adaptive Open. One Coastal Bend golfer is ready to take his shot. In sports.
This is your 6 Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska. Golf is a challenging sport, testing the mental and physical game. One golfer will represent the Coastal Bend at the national level, proving that no matter the obstacle, as long as you work hard enough, you will have a shot.
Once you hit that perfect shot and it just flies perfectly and you're like, oh man, that's what keeps on driving everybody back to golf.
Josh Tankersley is one of 96 golfers who will compete at the 5th U.S. Adaptive Open. His obstacles go beyond the slopes. Tankersley plays with a prosthetic lower left leg.
Oh, it just means the world. I mean, you have a pretty close to 1,000 people, you know, in the world that have disabilities and stuff like that, and they play on the adaptive tour like I do.
He began golfing around 10 to 15 years ago at Fort Sam, right around the time he lost his leg. Staying active was a challenge, so the Army introduced the former soldier to his new favorite hobby on the green.
They'll give you a free bag of clubs and stuff like that. I was like, let's just try it. And he got me up moving around. I was in a wheelchair for a year. I owe a lot to golf. I owe my life to golf pretty much.
Tankersley is not only playing the game, but now he's giving back. He recently accepted an offer to lead Riviera as the girls' golf head coach.
It's been great. The last year I was able to, kind of help out the golf team and help out the coach there, Coach Marino.
This is Tankersley's 3rd U.S. Adaptive Open appearance and first since 2023. An experience that is made possible by tournament sponsor Deloitte and MedFit pros Jonathan Luna, who built Tankersley's leg, which allows him to love the game.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to be out here walking, so I owe a lot to him. And I'm not here and I'm not being able to qualify and be able to compete without a lot of people like him and a lot of my friends and family.
The 5th Adaptive Open U.S. National Championship is set for July 6th through 8th at the Woodmount Country Club in Maryland. Good luck, Josh. I'm Larissa Liska, Chris 6 Sports.
That's right. Right there is the newest member of the San Antonio Spurs. They're adding more size to their front court with the 6'9" forward Jaden Quintus. He's still only 18 years old. There are concerns about a possible lingering knee injury, though, for Quintus. Back in February of 2025, he tore his ACL and meniscus, which he says still gives him a little bit of pain. Well, country music stars Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean are facing a lawsuit over their Nashville steakhouse. The singers and former baseball player Adam LaRoche opened E3 Chop House in 2019. The real estate company claims that the trio stopped paying rent in February and defaulted on their lease. The restaurant did close its doors. A court hearing is scheduled for July 10th.
Star Wars creator George Lucas is making an unexpected return to the big screen. He's lending his voice to a character in the new animated movie Minions and Monsters. The CEO of Illumination Studios says Lucas quickly agreed to the spontaneous idea. Lucas recorded his lines for the Despicable Me sequel in Paris. His cameo will also feature an animated version of famed director Orson Welles. Promotional merchandise for the new Spider-Man movie is missing the mark with some fans. Preview images show a limited edition popcorn bucket and drink cup combo. Fans are criticizing the translucent design coming out of Spider-Man's wrist. People on social media also say the bucket looks too small to hold much popcorn. Some fans want promoters to stick to simpler designs. The movie Spider-Man Brand New Day hits theaters on July 31st.
Well, folks, it is 6:22 on your Wednesday morning with the Hoffmans. Thanks for sticking with us.
And still ahead, high alert but running on empty. How a local veteran found a way to reset and manage stress with technology.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm. Car wreck? Heil will help.
For some veterans, learning how to slow down can be just as important as learning how to push through. And that's why a new partnership is aiming to help provide tools for recovery while giving back to those who served.
Our warriors are very good at being in the red, operating in the red, but you can't live in the red.
For years, Marine Corps veteran Skylar Barker says he was always moving to the next mission.
I was a wildland firefighter in Washington and my time in the Marine Corps, so I've just always been in the space of needing that switch on.
The Purple Heart recipient tells me many fellow veterans spend years in high-stress environments where they're trained to stay alert and ready to react at a moment's notice.
When we have our Purple Heart recipients, our combat vets, our first responders, we ask them to go out there and lead, make decisions, carry trauma, and then come back and be a wife, be a husband, be a father, be a community member, and don't really have a tool for the mind to reset and recover.
That's why he decided to try NewCalm, a wellness app that offers audio-based relaxation and recovery sessions. The company says the technology is based on years of neuroscience research and designed to reduce stress, improve sleep, and support focus and performance. Can you explain how this has helped you in your life?
The best way to explain it, you're super into fitness, right? Would you agree that recovery is an important aspect of that, right? Would you also agree that it's the one that we always often give up the easiest?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right? And that's kind of where NewCalm has filled in the gaps.
Barker says after using the app during a particularly stressful week, he noticed a difference in how he responded to daily challenges.
Brings me back, helps me get recentered.
His experience is one reason why Military Order of the Purple Heart has partnered with NewCalm to offer special pricing for Purple Heart recipients. The app also includes a 7-day free trial for new users and is HSA eligible. According to the organization, a portion of subscriptions purchased through the partnership go back to support local veteran programs and community initiatives.
It's really cool how it's able to come back full circle.
And I'm testing it out too. And while experiences vary from person to person, Skylar Barker hopes the program gives veterans another option they can explore as they look for ways to manage stress and prioritize recovery. To learn more information, visit our website, christv.com.
All right, folks, it is 6:27 on your Wednesday morning. Still ahead, as severe weather can threaten history. How the university is fighting back with lessons learned from storms from the past.
Construction is underway with the goal of making a busy stretch of Saratoga Boulevard safer. We'll show you how new left turn bays could prevent crashes.
And thousands of people are heading to Corpus Christi for the Texas Democratic Convention. I'll actually be there, bringing you live coverage on Friday, too. We're going to tell you which national leaders are expected to speak.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday so far. I know we are, but let's check in on the weather and how today's forecast, as well as the rest of the week, is shaping up with meteorologist Katie Frazier.
Good morning, folks, and happy Wednesday to you once again. Oh, well, I hope you're waking up nicely. I know I sure woke up quite early this morning, but here's what you could expect as we go throughout the next couple of hours and the next couple of days. Really, more of the same is expected here across the coastal bend. Temperatures, really, our conditions altogether are going to be very summer-like as we move into this first full week of summer. So definitely average weather, nothing out of the ordinary for us, which means you got the day off. Maybe you want to head out to the beach today. I would highly recommend it. I mean, a little rip current risk for you out there. Winds are going to be on the light side, a little bit breezy here and there. Surf is pretty low as well, making for a quite lovely day if you have the day off. So take advantage of the great outdoors today and the next couple of days as well. We'll talk about what you could expect as far as how hot it will feel if you're not at the beach. Coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, folks, more people getting out on the roadway, so let's double check in on how the traffic's doing. Take a look at the traffic map. It was looking great so far, so let's just give you some drive times, shall we? Downtown to the island, 20 minutos on that one. Not too shabby. Robstown to downtown, still sitting at a cool 14, and Callahan to downtown. Oh yeah, looking good and green. As always, stay safe, drive safe out there. Maybe be extra courteous to your fellow drivers. Nobody wants any crashes out there. Nobody wants to get on the news for that, right?
I'm Jacob Daniels on the south side, and you may be seeing some construction on Saratoga. I'll tell you why and what you can expect. Tuesday morning, TxDOT crews started work on several left turn bays along Saratoga Boulevard between Weber and Castores roads. The work is affecting the center medians near Weber Road, Jefferson Street, Evans Road, and the area in front of Mary Carroll High School. TxDOT says they're not getting rid of the left turns, they're making them visually easier and safer for drivers. That's where I went to talk to neighbors about the dangers they say come with the limited visibility along the stretch.
There's a lot of accidents that have been happening. My cousin just got hit by somebody in here too, so it gets pretty busy, pretty congested.
She says clearer directions for drivers will make all the difference.
I think that would help. Again, just making it very clear to the drivers what route they should take would help a lot. Making it very clear in what direction they should go, and if they add that would help a lot with the traffic.
This part of Saratoga has only gotten busier in recent years. New apartments, new construction, a growing school nearby, all of it fueling more cars onto a road already dealing with heavy traffic. I went to see how a local business owner feels about the changes and whether she thinks this stretch of Saratoga is as dangerous as drivers say.
I don't know how they could make it safer because it is a safety concern because there is, like I said, there's no traffic lights, there's no signals, there's no like one and one. So it is a danger area.
She says the changes should help, but she just hopes the construction won't push customers away from her business. TxDOT says safety is the main goal, fewer crashes and better visibility for drivers. But for now, drivers along Saratoga are going to have to find some new ways to make that left turn. Reporting on the south side, Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
So states and national party leaders will be heading to this year's Texas Democratic Convention It's all happening right here in Corpus Christi, too. Organizers expect more than 5,000 people to attend, and I'll actually be bringing you live coverage this Friday. They call it the largest Democratic convention in the country this week. The event kicks off Thursday with a welcome celebration and concerts over the Hilliard Center. A large expo opens up on Friday. The scheduled speakers include New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, Texas U.S. Senate candidate James Tallarico, and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. And, of course, keep it here for KRIS 6 News coverage of the state convention. Well, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi moving its historical archives to protect them from hurricanes. Crews are spending today packing up the one-of-a-kind records over at the Island campus. They're taking the entire collection to a new downtown building on Chaparral Street. Past storms like Hurricane Harvey damaged the current library. The university says that this new facility features high-density storage. The move will keep Coastal Bend history safe while giving the public more access. The floodwaters have started to recede, but residents say that their headaches are far from over. Why Petronilla neighbors are demanding action and what officials told us about flooding complaints.
Standing water and swarms of mosquitoes are plaguing Petronilla neighbors after recent rains. We'll show you how county officials are responding to the mess.
And city leaders are delaying a major decision on the Inner Harbor desal project. We're going to explain what exactly happened during the last city council meeting and why Scientific Showdown pushing the vote to September.
And local students are getting ready to tackle big issues like climate change and mental health. We'll show you about a free youth summit happening this weekend.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Petronilla, where neighbors reach out to me to voice their concerns on standing water left behind by last week's flooding rains. They're also dealing with swarms of mosquitoes. I reached out to officials to see what has been done so far.
Houses can't even get out of the front porch, so yeah, it's not even a hurricane or tornado. It's going on, it just rained.
Neighbors in the Petronilla area tagged me on social media regarding the issue of standing water that lingered that made it difficult for neighbors to get around.
We have visitors and stuff. They just don't come around because it's so flooded over here. And the mosquitoes, like I said, they're really bad. So yeah, we try to stay out of the lane.
Some neighbors tell KRIS 6 News they feel more needs to be done to address the problem.
If they would have came out Sunday, they would have seen underwater. The road, how do you get to your house? I mean, they need to come out and see what we see.
To get answers, I reached out to Nueces County Drainage District No. 2 consultant Steve Ray. He says the flooded ditches residents pointed out are not under their control.
These ditches are approximately a half-mile away on both sides from ditches the district controls and are the responsibility of Nueces County Precinct No. 2.
Ray adds the district is still working to address flooding issues throughout the county. When I spoke to Commissioner Jack, he says the county has made improvements in the area and has more projects in the works, some of which I have reported on previously.
So, we're working on the flooding now as we speak. Bell Lane, we got all the machinery there, Bell Lane and Petronilla. They're stuck, can't move because of the mud. So, as soon as it dries up, keep moving forward.
Additionally, he says they have sprayed for mosquitoes in the area but have done so at night. However, neighbors are still frustrated having to deal with this issue every time it rains.
I know that there's people that go and tell me that they've been here their whole lives, 50, 60 years, and nothing's ever been done, and this is the way it always is and the way it always will be.
Commissioner Jack says if residents have any concerns to call his office or his cell phone number on the screen. In Petronilla, I'm Stephanie Molina, KRIS 6 News.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Well, the city of Corpus Christi is expanding its free sandbag giveaway after a big turnout last weekend. Crews plan to hand out 10,000 sandbags this Saturday. The event starts at 1 p.m. at the Capinas Athletic Complex. It will run until 5 p.m. or until supplies run out. Each vehicle can get up to 8 free sandbags, but you must stay in your car and have your trunk or truck bed cleared out before driving up.
Good morning, folks, and happy Wednesday to you once again. I'll start off with the good news, and that is we are not expecting any tropical development over the next week ahead. Some of us are totally, oh yeah, that's awesome. Others maybe looking for some storms. We are definitely looking quite dry here across the coastal bend today, tomorrow, the next several days. Don't think that we're going to be getting rain anytime soon. Of course, unless you're very lucky. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Now, today, here's what you could expect. Temperatures in the low 90s. Again, very average for us this time of year, but it's going to feel more like the high 90s, low 100s for us today. Not as bad as some other days this week. So today, a bit of a lower heat risk level for us, which is good news. Now, winds will be on the breezy side. Again, nothing we can't handle. 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's just going to blow your hair around and give you a nice little breeze from time to time. Overall, though, it is going to be feeling pretty hot. Here's what you could expect. Now, this morning, 9 a.m., and we're already feeling like the low 90s. So pretty much as you walk outside, heading off to work, you're already sweating pretty quickly. Now, by lunchtime, that's when it starts to get a little bit nasty out, feeling more like triple digits, especially for our inland communities. A little bit cooler there along the coast just because you have that nice breeze blowing on you all day. Now, heading into the evening, check this out, 5 o'clock, still feeling pretty hot here across the coastal bend. But again, this is summer now. We're officially in summer, which means it is going to be our hotter months. And notice by tonight, that's when it will finally start to cool down. We're talking 8, 9, 10 o'clock when it feels a little bit better. So again, the heat risk, just because we will have a nice breeze today and temperatures not as hot as it might be on some other days this week, we're actually at a level 1 heat risk for our inland communities and level 2 for places a little bit closer to the coast. Again, it's summer, so you just need to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, wearing appropriate clothing as well. And because it's going to be a great day outside, I would definitely highly recommend heading out to the beach. Great place to cool down, hop in the water, enjoy it, because elsewhere you're going to be sweating a lot. So beach, highly recommend that today. Use the pool, of course, good idea as well. And winds going to stay breezy all week long, and we could even see a little increase on the weekend as well, which could be some hazards for some boaters out there. Hot week ahead, but we are staying dry with temperatures right at average.
All right, folks, each and every week we get a very common question submitted to our newsroom. Why does it feel like the city just keeps on kicking the can down the road on our water crisis? Well, as we've reported, when it comes to the Inner Harbor desal project, they didn't just kick the can, they punted it all the way into September. Let's talk about what exactly happened and why.
The big decision on the Inner Harbor desalination project was supposed to happen this month. Instead, after a 15-hour marathon meeting, council said, "We'll get back to you September 1st. Why? Well, a scientific showdown broke out. On one side, the city's paid consultant, Spheros Environmental Group, saying our modeling shows this plant won't hurt the bay's aquatic life. On the other side, 13 scientists, 2 of which with the Farfield Study Committee, warning, hold up. Your own numbers suggest there could be impacts on marine life.
No, their model seems to indicate that there will be potential for impacts.
No, I don't agree with that. I do model water quality a lot. What I'm not going to opine on is on the biology side, right? That's their expertise.
The lead modeler pushed back on that, but admitted he's not a biology expert. That raised red flags for council member Eric Cantu.
We asked city staff to do a Farfield study to understand impacts of the bay, of it's going to be safe. And he just said that he doesn't know what's in the bay. I don't understand what we're doing.
City Manager Peter Zanoni stood by Spheros' report, pointing out that the contract never even asked for a marine biology review or a dissolved oxygen study. It was about currents and salinity, not the fish.
Never in the contract was there any discussion about a marine biology assessment. Never in the contract was there any direction to Spheros nor payment to do a dissolved oxygen model.
And that's the heart of it. Do you trust the $300,000 consultant's data or the scientists saying not so fast? In the meantime, lake levels, even with the recent rainfall, are still stuck in that danger zone at 14.4 capacity in our combined reservoirs. That's at last count. The latest water supply update says that a full-on level 1 emergency with mandatory 25% cutbacks probably won't happen until 2027, thanks to some stopgap well water and some recent rains. But here's here's the rub. Those stopgaps are not and were never meant to be a permanent fix. So for now, no desal plants, temporary water sources, and just another summer of some council members hoping it rains enough to buy more time. With Councilman Cantu posting on his Facebook page, quote, "Only the mighty power of God can fill our lakes and reservoirs. And with these recent rains, we're seeing prayers slowly being answered," end quote.
You know, you can read the water report and watch the full council debate on our website. 15 hours, though, so bring your popcorn. Well, keep sending us your water questions, folks. We'll get those answers in our next Running Dry update. And, of course, speaking of kicking the can down the road, the city of Corpus Christi now asking the state again to restructure its loan schedule for that Inner Harbor desal project. In a letter dated June 18, City Manager Peter Zanoni asked the Texas Water Development Board to push a $210 million loan installment from 2026 to 2027 and increase 2028 installment to more than $315 million. Now, this request comes after that city council vote I just told you about the design build contract. The city has already drawn more than $235 million from the state's SWIFT loan program. By the way, folks, this is all money that taxpayers owe regardless of whether or not the project is ever built. The total SWIFT commitment for the project stands at $760 million. And for our full team coverage of the water crisis, scan that QR code you see on the screen or visit our website, KrisTV.com. Look for that Running Dry tab, too. So there have now been 16 New World screwworm infections that were reported in U.S. animals alone as of today. The CDC says there have been no locally acquired cases reported in humans yet, but the risk does remain pretty low still.
But the parasitic fly can infect humans in areas where the insects are circulating, and the agency is asking people to watch out for symptoms. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on what to know about the New World screwworm.
It's a species of parasitic fly that feeds on the flesh of warm-blooded animals and people. New World screwworms lay eggs in wounds and body openings, which hatch into larvae and eat live tissue.
We hope for the best and prepare for the worst, and I believe that's where our states and USDA both are aligned.
Mostly cattle have been impacted so far, and Texas has had the majority of cases. There was also a dog infected in New Mexico. One way U.S. officials are responding is by releasing sterile flies. The USDA says it's an eco-friendly technique that disrupts the parasitic fly's ability to reproduce.
That was very successful in eradicating screwworm from the United States and all the way down through Central America back in the 50s, 60s, and into the early 2000s. And I believe it can be a successful technique again.
While the CDC says the risk to humans remains low, the agency says to watch for symptoms, including unexplained painful wounds or sores that don't heal, a foul-smelling odor or bleeding, seeing maggots or feeling movement in open wounds or sores. Any suspected infections in people or animals should be reported to local or state health officials and protect against the flies in areas where they're present by keeping open wounds clean and covered, limit exposed skin by wearing loose-fitting, long-sleeved clothing, use an EPA-registered insect repellent to prevent insect bites, treat clothing and gear with permethrin, and sleep indoors or in rooms with screens. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, earlier this month, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for a generic over-the-counter medication to treat New World screwworm infections in dogs and cats. While the agency says most U.S. pets are at low risk of being infected, the risk increases in areas with confirmed cases. So young people across the Coastal Bend will have an opportunity to learn, connect, and make a difference in their community. This Saturday, the Gulf Hope in Action Youth Summit will take place at Del Mar College's Oso Creek campus. The event is completely free and open to middle and high school students. Throughout the day, participants will have access to speakers and activities focused on environmental issues, art, climate change, and mental health. Evelyn James, this year's MC, says the goal of the event is to inspire young people to get involved in issues that directly impact their future.
because this is an event where people can learn about what's happening to our world right now. And it's important because what's happening is not just going to affect our future, but it also affects our present. We're not just the leaders of the future, we're the leaders of the present.
The summit runs from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., followed by community connection activities until 5 p.m. Those interested can register by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Recent rain has delayed a possible level 1 water emergency by 10 months. City leaders pushed back that emergency from December of this year to September of 2027. And despite the delayed emergency timeline, we're still in stage 3 water restrictions. Well, a state enforcement order is targeting a Duval County water district over arsenic violations. Records show that the Conception water system repeatedly exceeded federal safety limits for 5 years. A district official says the recent tests are safe and a fix in the works. According to Nueces County Sheriff's website, it appears that Harry Wallace Gabrowski IV has bonded out of jail. Now, Gabrowski was the local youth sports coach charged with child grooming and online solicitation of a minor.
A downtown Corpus Christi hotel at the center of a political scandal is now open. The Homewood Suites project's public funding sparked misconduct allegations against Mayor Paulette Guajardo. Her removal trial begins July 22nd. Corpus Christi City Council is moving forward with a plan to cut 7 parking enforcement jobs. Traffic enforcement would move to code compliance. A final vote happens next week. A judge is blocking 5 states from banning sugary drinks and candy purchases with food stamps. The ruling says the Department of Agriculture lacked the authority to approve the bans. The decision is a major setback for Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr.
All right, folks, let's check in one last time on that traffic. If you're just heading out the doors, looking good and green on the traffic maps. Let's take a look at drive times. Downtown to the island, 19 minutes. Robstown to downtown, 15. Cal Allen to downtown, 13 minutes. Stay safe and drive safe out there.
As you head throughout the next couple of hours, you can expect temperatures warming up pretty quickly into the 80s for you this afternoon. It'll be a little bit breezy, plenty of sunshine, and definitely not looking at any rain today. I know, I'm sorry too. Now here's what you could expect though as we move throughout the next couple of days. And to be quite frank with you, it will be very similar as you move throughout the rest of the work week. Temperatures in the low 90s, exactly where we should be at this time of year. Definitely average summer-like weather. No chance of rain as we move throughout the next couple of days either, aside from a very low chance for a sea breeze shower or thunderstorm. Now, as we check out our neighboring communities, Rockport, Kingsville, we're looking at very similar conditions, and of course a little bit hotter for folks down in Kingsville, but we are not going to be having any rain anytime soon. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water with all this extra heat, taking some breaks outside as well, and hopefully hitting the pool sometime soon.
Katie, thank you. You know, it's a hot day, but today is also a sweet day indeed. It's National Pralines Day, but apparently there's an opinion on how to pronounce it. Some people are divided on saying pralines, like I just said.
The correct way.
Yeah, others say pralines. So pralines are made from nuts, and they can be ground or whole pieces and sugar syrup. And they were made in 17th century France with almonds, and French settlers brought the treat to Louisiana, where people started making them with pecans and adding cream. You can celebrate the day by making your own pralines or buying them at a candy store. Be sure to post photos too on social media with the hashtag National Pralines Day.
Yeah, it's a candy that most grandmothers specifically, will carry around with them, like in their purse. My grandmother always used to have pralines all ready to go.
I haven't really had it too much, but it really looks good, especially these videos. I'm getting hungry.
Time to go out and get myself some pralines. Were those originals pralines as well?
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. Hold on, that Louisiana, because pralines. That's how they pronounce New Orleans.
Well, hey, thanks for tuning in, folks. We're the Hoffmans, and you are amazing.